Hi YouTube, it's me Peanut. A little excited today. I got another double barrel and it's an old one. I'm going to do some cleaning up on it. The guy I bought it off of, it was a gun shop. He said it has steel barrels. So he said, you know, shoot low base, nothing more than that in it, which I don't plan on shooting it at all, but we're going to clean her up. It is an N.R. Davis and Sons. So, whatever that means, I don't know. See if I can fit that in the camera. Probably can't see it very well. It does have external hammers. It has a crack through both sides. Now it looks like it was fixed. From here up around this lower tang and then back around. So we're gonna, I think I'm gonna sand the stock, even though it's got beautiful checkering. I'll just try to go real gentle. Maybe I'll hand sand the checkering. Try to go real gentle with that. It really doesn't need it, but I know it's got a stain on it. And I want to see what color the wood is underneath it. I'll probably poly this without any stain. Just keep it bright. If it is bright wood. If it's walnut and stark, we'll probably stain it. Checkering's real deep on the foregrip. Foregrip doesn't really need a whole lot, just a little bit of sanding. It's got some press marks in it from where it leaned up against something. The barrels got a little bit of surface rust on it, but it's not real apparent. You can feel it, but you can't see it. The lever is bent. You can see it's bent. I'm going to take that off and try to straighten it. It's got two different hammers on it, and it looked like it has a new firing pin in it. Nothing I can do about that. That's just going to have to stay like that. But I'm going to clean all this metal up, polish it best I can. I don't think I'm going to re-blue it. I'm going to leave it shiny so it sticks out. I don't want this to look like an old gun. I want it to look like maybe it did back in the day when they bought it. And I don't think they were blued. They were probably, it was probably just finished steel. Barrels were blued. I don't know about the receiver. I will play it by ear, but I'm going to start it. This is a before. It's got a nice butt plate on it. I think that's Bakelite. We'll sand it with that butt plate on. And then when we do our standing and lacquering, I'll take it off. But this is a before. Overall, pretty solid gun. It is missing the front bead sight. It's twisted off. I got another one I'll put in it. I invested in some dies and taps and extra bead sights just for this reason. So I'm prepared. And I'm going to have at it and tear into it. So I got my barrels stripped down already. Started with some 100 grit. Went to 400 grit steel wool. They feel pretty smooth. A lot smoother than what they were. I might buff it some more with some steel wool. Right now I'm going to fix my bead sight. And I do it on camera, but it would just take too long. So all I'm going to do, center punch that, drill it out, tap it, put a new bead sight in it. I have another video on installing a new bead sight. I use my little crank drill because it's really hard to grab a hold of that bead and spin it. Use this crank drill. I locked a bead in it and I spin it in. Anyway, I'm going to do that right now. Okay, it was number 31 bit with the tap that came. 356 I think is the threads. But I got my bead sight in, no problems at all. It went right in with that crank drill. It's good to have the right tools. Life is good. Tonight we're drinking Monster Energy because I'm working at night and maybe pulling an all-nighter. Okay, got my receiver off. My hammer plate's all polished up. My triggers. Got the receiver all polished up. Didn't really have a lot of rust on it. It was just like a tarnish, like a dirt or something. But I polished it up on the wire wheel. That's where I am right now. Now I start the woodwork. Okay, so I got my wood sanded down. I tried to go really light on the checkering, which I did. And I think I'll be able to save most all of that, or at least 95% of it. I got that, my foregrip sanded down. Like I said, I went real easy on the checkering, just went over the top of it real lightly. Now I'm going to stain. I had to find where it was cracked. I thought maybe I could sand it out, but I couldn't. There was still a little bitty crack. Not a crack, but like a crevice from where it was cracked. This was repaired pretty good. I put a little super glue on it to try to fill in that little crevice. And then once that super glue dries, I sand it smooth. And once I get it where it is smooth, that's good enough. I'll have to touch that up with some stain, and you won't see that crevice from where it was cracked, and it won't be so apparent that the stock was cracked at one time. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm waiting for that super glue to dry. Then I'll sand that down and probably have to touch the stain back up. And then she's going to dry overnight. Okay, so I got her all done. Got my wood all done. My butt plate back on. My receiver all polished up. I don't know if you can read that. Does it N.R. Davis and Sons? I got my lever straightened. My barrel's blued. Again, I got my bead sight on. This thing works pretty slick. Opens real easy, of course, because it's hammered. The guy told me these were steel barrels, so I'm going to go out and shoot it. I googled N.R. Davis and Sons, and according to Google, they used that name from 1883 to 1917. So the number on the foregrip does not match the number on the receiver. There's no number on the wood. So the number on the foregrip is A277. So I imagine that's an early one. The number on the receiver, 14495. So that's probably a later one. But this is over 100 years old. Now I got some special ammunition I bought at a sale. It's old stuff. Probably from the 50s, 2 5/8. Remington stuff. I'm going to shoot that stuff. So let's go do that. Okay, here goes nothing. Well, that hit her. So I got some antique ammunition at a sale one time, 2 5/8. And I figured since these were probably a little weaker, I'd try them. But I got a bunch of light primer strike. Well, they're not light. They should have went off. They're hit hard enough. So they go in the garbage. And what I did shoot was this number 8. Federal target load. Yeah, that's what I shot. And that worked every time. Didn't kick too bad. Worked just like it should. I can smell the powder. Anyway, this is it. 100-year-old N.R. Davis and Sons. You can clean these up. They're real easy to work on. You can find them pretty cheap usually because most people consider them just a wall hanger, but they do shoot. I want to thank you for watching.